It is time! Hello guys and welcome back here to the Pig channel where we are once again casting another TSL 5 replay that we've managed to get our hands on. This is the lower bracket round 4 match between a couple of epic players. It is going to be a good one. I have heard this series is super memey. I've heard there were some crazy silly builds. It was a lot of fun, but I purposely did not watch it. I skipped the VOD. It was played at some time in the middle of the night for me, and I've saved it now, so I'm going to be just as surprised by you guys. Though I do know that a certain unit features itself very heavily, and there's very, very cheesy builds. I won't give anything more away, that's all I know. Let's find out exactly how this series plays out. Up here in the top right, currently he's going into the GSL Grand Finals this weekend. In the red, it's TY. Tayun. Down here in the bottom left-hand side, representing Raise Your Edge Gaming. And he's so handsome, he certainly raises my edge. It is Zest. That was a penis joke. We like to translate jokes in this chat. Make sure that people understand. Nobody's left behind, you know? And I really think it amplifies humor if you have to explain it. It's a part of the pig humor philosophy. And gonna be Cybercore first. Notice that probe did scout around, did a little loop-de-loop looking for proxy barracks. Turns out you can proxy barracks right here, it'll never get spotted. A one-base wall off here for TY. Okay, so TY doing some real janky openings recently against players such as Trap, you know, Parting. Lots of these openings where he's denying scouting with the wall, and then he's just kind of, yeah, doing all sorts of cheesy things. In this case, it's actually a very normal build. He just delays the command center and builds it in the main to deny scouting, and he just wants to shut down your information. Now, funnily enough, Zest is looking everywhere for proxies, but the denial of scout on the front of the base is not really working against him. So Zest's just going to say, well, I haven't found a proxy, therefore this is a normal game. Ooh, 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 ooh. TY did not notice the probe. Doesn't get a chance to get that free probe pickup, and then the Adept is down here ready to greet this this Reaper. So Zest should be on top of that. And the Reaper going to take a few shots before getting out of there. Second and third barracks. Oh my. 3 barracks is back in a big way. I'm super excited to see this, guys. We were just talking earlier on the stream about how Clem has a version where he'll still expand on the low ground as normal, but he goes Tech Lab first. Straight into concussive shells, gets a few Marauders, does this cute little pressure to force some shield batteries out of the Protoss player, and a bit more unit production. Now, this Reaper, I love watching top-level Terran players. They always come up and shoot the Adept like 3 times. Like, it's just going to regenerate the shields, but I think it's just that they can. And okay, this probe is just gonna go and proxy a DT shrine behind the grass. A gateway for a quick warp in as well. So it's gonna be straight Twilight, 2 gate into that. TY is also checking for proxies, but look at this, neither player's really scouted each other's main, but they're searching the map. This is such a funny meta we're in right now. Marines going back, looking for that Adept. The command center is gonna make its way down there. Now 3 barracks is amazing against a lot of things. But this is a non-engineering bay version. Oh no. A lot of 3 barracks versions will have an engineering bay, but this one with the extra depot, the delayed command center, being up in the main and having to float down, this all means there's no money for engineering bay. So yeah, you got stim, you got shields, you got Marauder and Marine production, but oh no, is this just gonna end? He's dropping mules really frequently. TY not missing a beat with his macro. I can't believe he's not gonna get an engineering bay. Is he gonna go factory before eBay? Oh my. Both players are so blind right now. Oh, is he going to find it? He's going to find the DT shrine, but they're already warping in. Okay, let's go to TY's camera. How's he going to respond? How quickly does he notice this? He looks, he says, oh shit, a DT shrine. Immediate eBay goes down in the main. How much energy does he have? So, okay, he's moving his units down. He looks around. He says, shit, I don't have energy right now. And he's going to go, oh, he's going to attack with his army. Yeah, go for it. He says, look, you've got DTs here. That means you don't have much at home. Then he changes his mind. He says, no, actually, let's bring it home. He's not repairing the depot, though. Oh, you gotta repair. You gotta repair the reactor. Repair the reactor. TY. Oh my god, we're on TY's camera. He's panicking right now. He's panicking. There's the depots there. He's gonna pull back inside. So he does manage to limit the damage so far. But, I mean, remember, this is 2 bases mining. Zest is like, cool, let's start charge. Let's get a robo. The extra... Oh, he's going up with 2 DTs this time. He knows he's out of scans. Takes out the reactor. That's a big pick off. But he's going to lose 2 DTs for it, so... a bit of a risky maneuver there from Zest. Arguable if that was worth it or not. And nice calm response here from TY. We'll get that turret up, which kind of covers both mineral lines to a certain extent. There's a DT there, though, and... Ooh, look at that. He knows the turret's up there, so he's going to have to just slowly walk these turrets. Another DT coming back, but this bio's getting across the map. I feel like he's lost track of this army a little bit. He really needs to start working on this. This army being out here is very dangerous, by the way. Right now, there is only 1 scan. Across both orbitals, Marauder gets sliced. Zest being way too careful. He's only got an Archon, a Stalker, and a shield battery. He doesn't have any more DTs back here. That DT will come back and defend this. Oh, no. Oh, good turnaround there by Zest. The scan runs out, and that force does have to back off. 4 DTs have gone down. Now, obviously, more units lost for Zest, but he's wasted so much of TY's mining time that I do prefer this situation for Zest. The scan has to be used there. A Marine does go down, but what do we got? An Archon, a few Zealots, and it looks like, how many gateways? 6 gateways up. He's going to try and do a charge lot attack. Now, that Reaper sees Zealots coming in. Back to the high ground, and build bunkers right now, dude. You got almost nothing at home. This force is trying to get home. Zest is... Oh, no. It's an ambush up here in the top side of the map. Zest catches the units on the retreat. TY is like, oh, shit. Man, no medevacs out. This is so hard for him. Now, he's going to be able to kite down and kill a few of these Zealots, but... Oh, my God. Even picks up the low hit point Zealot and DT into that Warp Prism. Good starter step here. If you can get the Archon, that would be huge. No. Zest, you got to micro that Archon. Oh, my Lord. Well, TY is pretty good at StarCraft. Well, finish the Zealot, man. Finish the Zealot. Zealots are still worse. Sometimes Terran players are like, I refuse to kill the red hit point Zealot. Zealot, DT, and an Archon going to hit that mineral line. Marine's coming up here. But not before a bunch of SCVs do go down. Forces the stim. Oh, nah. Medevacs are building just one at a time. Notice he's massing Widow Mines. He knows that Zest is going to try and YOLO him with Zealots, with Archons. So he does start massing Widow Mines. He does a scan here. And I think seeing that Robo base, seeing 4 gases, we're now going to see him go, oh, okay, get the starport over. I need a 3rd CC. I need more infrastructure. Because at this point, Zest has realized, look, you realize I'm trying to all-in you with Zealot Archon. I can maintain some map presence. Ooh, almost gets the Widow Mine drop. But Zest has realized he needs to take a 3rd. He needs to go to the next step. Remember, Zest doesn't even have a forge right now. Ow. Stalker goes down for a Widow Mine. Nice drop here by TY. At the same time, though, the Archon... Oh, the Archon Zealot DT come back in. Uh-oh. That's going to have to go hide in the dead space in the back. May have to recall that. Widow Mine's coming in. This game's getting chaotic, guys. Oh, he targets both Widow Mines and gets 7 workers. Meanwhile, there's Marines and Marauders. I'd love to see them split between these bases. He needs to build a Viking, man. He's got to get rid of that, surely. Now this... Oh, the medevac doesn't go to safety. There we go. Okay, he does end up hiding it. And of course, this is going to force Stalkers to be left there. Now, I really wish TY would build a Viking to get rid of that drop, man. He's going to put a Widow Mine there. Nothing in the main as of yet. Single Pervy Observer sees the move out. Right now, it is very equal in the workers, remember, guys. Very, very equal. Scan does take out the Observer outside his base, but that's what I'm talking about. Zest sees him leave, comes back in, is like, okay, I took a Widow Mine. The Prism's almost dead now, but let's recall that, and let's get together to hold this push. Zest's upgrades suck, but his army is chunky, it's big, it's scary. I feel like TY's got to get the hell out of Dodge. Run, TY! Run! No, not like that! Oh, we misclicked! Oh my fucking god. He meant to run this way, but he accidentally clicked too far north and the units went in the wrong direction. Oh, TY. Oh, no. He sent a Marauder ahead, saw the army, but I think he wasn't looking. He must have been looking at home because his reaction was so slow there. I think he really thought, okay, Zest's going into macro. I mean, Zest is going Colossus, but it's like 49 probe Colossus. Like, there is a lot of Protoss players who are just really playing this low worker count, super aggro style. Zealot comes in there, baits the army out of position. Stalkers come in, and they are going to nab a siege tank. Yeah, uh-oh. That's too much Protoss. Guardian Shield doing a good job. The tanks are gone. force fields there, kind of zoning out that bio. Lots of Zealots still alive. There's even a DT in the mix. That Colossus really putting in the work. Marauders come forward and click on it, but that's going to be game. I think TY was still in that game. I think he assumed Zest would go to at least 60 probes, right? I really think he assumed that. He's like, oh, clearly, like, you can't have this giant an army. And let's go. TY's camera. Ah, he's looking at the Widowmine drop. So he's like, haha, you're occupied. And he's like, oh, damn. So he's trying to burrow these mines, and then he looks back. Yep. So he didn't pay attention to his Marauder. He didn't expect the army to be out front ready to jump on him, and this is where the game ended. The thing is, TY is actually in a great position. So this is really unfortunate that he attacked here. People might be like, no, you're in great position. Upgrade-wise, at the very least. He's got a 4th and 5th racks on the way. He's got 1-1. He's already building Vikings. He's got 4 medevacs. Protoss is 0-0. I mean, there's a lot of Protoss army out. There is a Colossus on the field. There is Viagra halfway completed here for that old Colossus to make sure he can get it up. Forge there as well. But yeah, I mean, like, Zest income is just not that great. I mean, if TY can just defend a 3rd, he's going to be good. I think what's so hard for Terrans, and for TY especially recently, is reading, like his series against Trap, for instance, right? It's reading where the Protoss is at in terms of economy, right? Even though he's dropping scans, he didn't seem to realize just how committed to this gigantic mid-game army Zest was. So he does end up getting his butt kicked in the tail end of that game. Obviously, the DT's catching him quite unprepared earlier on. And unfortunately, I mean, TY, his whole gambit was, oh, look at me, I'm walling you out of my base so you can't scout. Zest never tried to scout him. He did spend a lot of time scouting for proxies. But, you know, that's not enough. So did anyone win the copy pasta competition in chat? Nobody wants it. I mean, we don't have a lot of copy pastas in this chat. We need more. You guys can invent some copy pastas. I can't believe no one got Destro's, entered Destro's competition. That's insane. Is Razor Edge a poker thing? Well, sometimes you do poke her with the raised edge. Oh my god, Jared. God, I'm lame. Anyways, up here on the top right-hand side, doing some nasty proxy DT play. In the blue, it is Zest. Down here in the bottom left in the red, playing Terran, the GSL finalist who will be facing Cure in the grand finals of Season 1 2020 GSL this weekend. It is TY. Saw a few people earlier saying, when is that match on? Oh, that's a second barracks. That's going to be this Saturday, my time, in the evening. I believe they normally do it Saturday night if it's a finals, which means it's going to be super late night US time. Morning EU time Saturday, really late night Friday night / Saturday morning, like 2 a.m. or something. US time is when it'll start, I think. I'd need to look it up exactly. Just go to teamliquid.net. It's on the right-hand side. You guys can check it out there. Of course, that is streamed on YouTube only now. Is it just going to be Master Reaper? We got to see a second gas, right? Oh, no, this is a 2-on-1. He's going to do a 2-on-1. Right? You gonna see a reactor on that straight away? No, he's gonna go a few Reapers at least to start. Oh my. Zest's not scouting him. I love this. I think Zest knew he was gonna wall off every game and deny info, so Zest's like, fuck you. I'm only gonna check for proxies. This is really good for Zest. I feel like his game plan seems to be very good here for the situation, the opponent. Chrono boosting and adept, just checking up the corner. Reaper looking for proxies as well. TY did not SCV scout. So even though TY is committing a lot more to the aggression with the Reaper production, I didn't know you could build so many Reapers off a single gas geyser. Was it gas first? I'll need to check that build order. I didn't. If I think about it. Excuse me. I guess I thought there'd be a few more small hiccups. There's been a couple small hiccups, but nothing big. And now he's going to swap into 3 barracks. More Reapers? What the hell? Oh, that Adept's got to get home. Run! Run, Adept, run! Oh, He wants to hide. He wants to hide those Reapers. He does. He wants the Shade to finish. Oh, he tried to bounce it so that he could... If you bounce the Adept as the Shade finishes, it doesn't get to launch its attack, and that red hit point Reaper could have got out of there. Oh. Uh-oh. Oh, no, no, no. I think... Oh, damn. I actually thought Zest was going to get at least one more of those Reapers, which would have made it an okay trade. Now we've got 2 probes out here who are like, let me at him. I don't know. I guess they were family or something. The Adept's pet probes. They're like, you killed Mum. So they come out like yapping. They've been given like guard dog AI or something. I don't know. Stalker's here. Shield battery's not ready. 2 probes going to go down very quickly. I think it's a good choice. Go for the nice vulnerable probes. At the same time, Zest says, I'm going to proxy a Dark Shrine. Okay, wow. Fucking the height of strategy here. Who knows? Maybe this is just really good against these 3-racks plays that TY is obsessed with. Ooh, can't quite get that Stalker. Shield battery does its work. You know, I've been really critical of people trying to go Blink against all these aggressive openings from Terran. I feel like everything TY has been doing recently is designed to mess up Blink. Excuse me. So, I mean, I think there's a few different ways to go about it. But I do think, I mean, DT's, it worked well in game 1. I mean, oh, he's going factory before eBay. So this is just a weakness of how TY is playing. And it feels like Zest is like, it's one of these things where as TY, you're like, oh, you're not going to go DTs again. But I think Zest has just decided this is the weakness of what you're doing. Like with these 3 barracks plays, like you're doing this weird aggression, scouting denial, stuff into just big barracks attacks. And you know what? Your eBay is really late. This time the eBay will be finished, but it's going to have very few units at home. This game's going to turn into chaos, though. 3 DTs are going to hit. There's nothing at home except a few Stalkers. They will get overwhelmed by these units. Oh, no. Does he have energy? No energy. No energy. DTs going ham on this base. The Reapers run in here, and they're going to try and take out these Stalkers. The Stalkers on the left-hand side are starting to go down, but already 2 Reapers falling. The Stalkers fighting their little hearts out. The probes are going to need to pull into this. A scan goes down. These DTs falling. 1 DT falls. 2 DTs fall. Will the 3rd DT fall? I don't think there's enough damage. It gets out of there. The scan runs out. It's a disaster. A DT on the D as well. A big Dick Templar douching the shit out of this army. He says, I will cleanse your salty Terran. Well, you know what gets douched. Anyways, thank you, South Park, for teaching the world what a douche is. Feel like I wouldn't have known if it wasn't for their obsession with that word. It's now one of my favorites. Oh, catch. Oh, get out. Nice snipe, concussive shell. Putting in the hard yards there. Is it over? Is that too much damage? Well, I mean, units lost. It's really not that bad for TY in terms of the value. It's just the income, right? 30 SCVs. This natural looks sad. And he's having to drop more and more scans to deal with Dark Templar. Each one of those, that's 225 minerals of opportunity cost, right? If you drop a mule instead of that scan, over the next 30 seconds, is it 30 seconds? How long? 64. Over the next 64 seconds, it mines 225 minerals. Now, obviously, a DT does cost a lot. 125 minerals, 125 gas, but when the Protoss is already ahead economically, forcing more scans out, it kind of puts the Terran into this position where it feels like it's very hard for them to recover. Now, once again, TY is saying, oh, I'm worried about that charge lot follow-up. Let's build more mines, slow down the medevac production. And it actually times out really nicely to let him get a little Widow Mine drop going. Cancels the 4th Widow Mine. He says, look, there's no time. I need to send this drop out now. It's going to be a Blink Colossus follow-up. A single DT coming down, and they're going to... Oh, are we going to see the medevac and the Prism kiss? They are. Uh-oh. Both of them looked at that. We saw both of them position change, but look at that. Oh, the hallucination sees it, man. Widow Mine drop just has to fly away until that hallucination's out. You can't go in if they know where you're coming from. The DT drop's going to pull back as well. We've got spotting pylons on the left-hand side. Looks like a probe moving out to take a 3rd base. What have we got at home? 2 sentries, a few stalkers, a zealot. It's kind of a weird situation you find yourself in as Protoss after this. You've got very few units. So you kind of got to just get some shit together to make sure you don't die to an attack. But the +1's there. I mean, the Colossus will be on the way shortly as well. Actually going to opt for another observer first. I think he's going to warp in a DT and leave that around the front and then drop one in the back. And right now, this turret there, there's nothing on this left-hand side. Exposed mineral iron, exposed add-ons. Oh, it's going to be 2 Adepts, 2 DTs. Interesting. CC on location, but I don't know, man. Once again, we see Zest here taking a very slow third. And it's just, TY is starved for information, man. This is a situation you often find yourself in as a Terran player. And it's just, you know, you're like, oof, build a Viking. Please. He queues one up, but he's supply blocked right now. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, my God. Oh, Zest. Bit of a YOLO there, and that turret on the low ground actually provides some very good detection. This DT does force out the scan. Marines do take it out, though. I think that was a very good cleanup there for TY. He looks like he's stabilizing at this point. Meanwhile, Widowmine drop on the right-hand side, comes in, sees a pack of Stalkers, goes back to the dead spaces. Let's just hang here. And I really think treading water is the right call. As TY, defend, chill, survive. Now, one of the big weaknesses we've seen in TY's play that Trap exposed is the siege tank obsession. Now, this gives him a defensive prowess. He can deal with Colossus and Stalkers. They cannot pick away at him. The problem that happens... Ooh, is that DT going to go for the tanks? Oh. Meanwhile, Stalkers engaged there. Uh-oh. Gets a tank. A tank and a scan. Well worth it. Oh, the Widowmine's coming. Get 13 probes. A bit of a skirmish on the front. The Stalkers do well there, but 13 probes and takes out the DT for just a tank. I think that's totally fine. So what I was going to say is that, and it's not really necessarily a weakness, but I guess the characteristic of the siege tank obsession, which is TY's standard style, is tanks are very good for making sure you don't die if they're in the right position. And it allows you to defend Colossus, Stalkers, Sentries, and Mortals very well. The problem is they do diddly squat when it comes to charge lots and Archons. They just don't do damage for their cost. It's so low. So the problem that happens is you end up with this very static defensive position. And we saw Trap, for instance, just attack into it. Just low upgrades, tons of Zealots, tons of Archons, Storm Drop, and just kept trying to bust it over and over again. And he was often successful in situations where I thought there was no way it would work. Okay, I was like, those don't have drilling claws. Why aren't the Stalkers killing them? Medevac comes back in, unable to get it. It's almost going to go down. This Bioforce up here, that cannot all fit in the Medevac. Now, this is a nice angle, but you've got to be careful when you're up here. You actually can get caught out. Takes out the Cybercore. Few Marine spotters out. I love what TY is doing in this match, though. Second factory really totaling. And like I said, so Prisms getting in the back can abuse your immobility. And because you don't have Widow Mines to deal that big game-changing damage against Zealots attacking in from multiple sides, sometimes just these wild Zealot Archon attacks are surprisingly successful against a siege tank defensive position. At this point, though, I think TY is making it past that stage of the game. The DT Shrine is instantly rebuilt. Zest's like, well, now you think the DT Shrine's gone, you won't be ready. He's going to go Gravitic Drive, so he's going to go Prism Speed. I mean, we don't have Storm. I don't think there's even a Templar Archives, right? I'm a little worried. We're going +2 attack. Bio is getting +2 too, so it's a 2 upgrade advantage for Terran. Ghost Academy. TY's like, yeah, you've got a 4th that's not even finished and has a handful of probes on it. TY is very happy to just chill in this game. He's adding libs, he's adding tanks. What's the next step here? I mean, it just seems like mass charge Archon, Colossus, Immortal for Zest. I mean, Zest is marauding around this map like he's got the daddy pants on and he's in charge. He has the shittest army compared to TY's. TY's army is like infinitely better than his. And yeah, look at that. He's got tanks spread everywhere. The vulnerable section is this bias. When I was talking about those busts doing surprisingly well against tanks, if you ever lose your ball of bio, you've got nothing to deal with the Zealots, right? So if these guys get stormed, they get caught by surprising force field Colossus splash. Oh, sorry guys, my observing's shitty today. Or I guess 400 DTs with blink. Zest's like, well, I know I'm in a bad spot, so I'm going to go Observer Speed, Warp Prism Speed. I'm going to have Observers literally everywhere. Oh, Jailbait Observer baits the scan, and look at that, does a little loop-de-loop, and then goes back to its exact same position. What a dick. But yeah, he's basically saying, I'm just going to make 1 billion DTs with Shadow Stride. DT Blink. Yeah. And look at this. He's seen the Liberators coming with his 5th base. They're not going to do anything. Could have got both of those. Well, that's an interesting siege if I've ever seen one. Oh, you're going to use... I don't like this. I think Terrans are a bit too obsessed with this push path, guys. He's going to try and siege his tanks up really far forward. This can work really well. He's got EMP to deal with DTs. I mean, oh my god. Get out of there, Colossus. Get out of there. Zest, you're going to lose your Colossus. Oh my god. I can't believe the Colossus aren't dead. No. So 16 Dark Templar are going to counterattack. Oh my god, he's taking the ramp off him. Zest is fudged at home. These DTs need to win the game. He's going to go for the planetary, goes to the planetary. He accidentally... Oh, he blinks away to save the low hit point ones. Recall down into this Nexus. Zest is going to pull down. That tank is exposed. TY says, that's fine. I'm just going to drop up here where my tanks are covering me. The DTs did a good job, but there are units gathering. DTs on the high ground. Scan! Scan! EMP! TY! Oh my god, he lost a lot of bio. And the DTs blink away! That should not be working. A random siege tank rallies in and starts fighting shield batteries because it's a Chad. Wants to show how cool it is. No. No. TY. He scans, but it's too late. His bio's not down there. All the tanks just got cleaned up by mass DT. My mouth is wide open right now. The DT flank actually worked? What the fuck? I mean, TY is still okay. I think he should slow the game down, though. He's getting a bit desperate trying to attack. Just get your medevacs out of there. No, 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 not like this, TY. Put it back in your pants, mate. You were winning this game. Yes, you just lost an expensive army. Cut your losses. Get home. What are you doing? And this observer sees everything. Zest has a 5th base up. He's up 8 workers now. In terms of income, obviously TY losing that 4th was huge. I'd love to see TY just double down on command center production. His tanks are all on siege, and he's got so little bio out here. Oh my god, he's way out in the open. TY! Oh, okay, flank is good. Flank is good. 1 Colossus falls. The Immortal is tanking a lot. That siege tank still doing big damage. The other tank on the right, though, not doing shit right now. There we go. We'll at least take out a few Stalkers before it does go down. This is still very much neck and neck. That command center is floating over to the 4th. The mineral patches are running low. TY, if this game goes much longer, he's going to need a 5th base desperately. I wouldn't mind the main base actually lifting down to here. He's going to scan and try to take out these observers, which are everywhere. Zest really has the information, and look at this. This is speedy observers, so he's actually given literally fitness training to his perverts so they can escape the neighborhood watch, who are like, stop watching. Is he going to push the same angle? Why? Why? What? What is this? Why are we here? The Zealots can't jump up cliffs. Neither can Sentries or Immortals. Okay. I think he was just looking to deny a base. Not bad, not bad. SCVs are there. They're long distance mining. Oh, man. He needs that 5th command center. I'm telling you guys. He scans, sees a fully saturated 5th base here for Zest. I mean, TY can be a bit behind on that. This base will buff up his mining, but... No! 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 He's got a turret. He's got a turret. Repair, 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 repair. 1 shot, 2 shot, 3 shot. 3 volleys, planetary gone. Oh, my lord. Oh, my god. Zest's douchebag squad over here. Holy shit. Oh, my god. SEAL Team Dark Templar. God damn. Alright. Now TY, he feels overeager. He's floated his main down here like I'd suggested before, but... Oh man, he hasn't caught any of those DTs. The DTs are coming down! They're going to try and engage on his army. His observer does fly in accidentally. This army pulls back some good EMPs. Oh my god, he's building a turret. TY! TY! The DTs! Oh my god! He just blinks everything on top of the Terran army and it disappears. Oh, imagine if he had Widow Mines to punish these forward blinks. He's like, do you actually need Widow Mines to do? Oh man. I think he just needed more bio, to be honest, and ghosts, and obviously to catch these dirty, dirty flanks. Oh. Terran fans, hold your butts. Honestly, yeah, I mean, the DT flank on the tank, it looked like things were going great for TY there. It's always a bit of a weird push position. It creates these weird scenarios. But I feel like maybe TY could have... Kind of wish we did a rewind, actually. Maybe I'll go back at the end of the series. Probably won't. I think we can rewind while we watch the early game here. It's game 3, potential clean sweep here for Zest if you can win this game. Down here in the bottom right, it's Zest. In the top left, in the red, probably pretty tilted right now, it's TY. The best caster in the world. So, I think when he reinforced, after his push got held, if he just pulled back and rebuilt, I think he could have gone again. But I think he trickled too much bio and tank in on that left-hand side. I think that was a big problem. People in chat are saying, why no Raven? Well, he doesn't have a starport on a tech lab. So if he does that, he loses all medevac production, right? And he's also got quite a lot of scans. So is it a bad idea to go a Raven? No. Is it awkward to get a Raven? Yes. Does it cost a lot of money? Yes. Is it easy to then lose that to one volley of Stalkers? Yes. So the Raven in theory is a perfect unit. Like I feel like if you could micro your Raven perfectly, if you had AI for it to just like always stay just behind your army and like really keep itself safe, and if it wasn't so uncomfortable getting it out of the start, but people would always have a Raven in every army, especially in late game, right? It's awkward to get out. You need a tech lab on the starport, and it makes things rough. TY going for the classic build. He should not have put his barracks there, in my opinion. I don't know why. I guess he was thinking about walling off, maybe if he saw an SCV come in, but so he's going to do the reactor build, but he's delayed his reactor a few seconds. So what you do with this, you built no units. This is a good build against someone who doesn't probe scout because they don't know it's coming. The problem I have is that Zest uses that bit of bonus economy from not probe scouting, and he only did a little loop-de-loop checking these areas to get more economy. So factory goes down, and I really like the version where you build 6 Marines with a slightly earlier reactor. Swap this over, rally 2 Hellions. You hit with 2 Hellions and another 2 Hellions rally in during the fight. You hit at about 3 minutes 50. TY will hit with just 4 Marines and 2 Hellions when he does this normally. And the next 2 Hellions, sometimes he doesn't even build them. So he's going to go across this map with a ridiculously fast Marine Hellion attack. Kill any early Adept. Kill any early probes. And if those Hellions get in the mineral line, like sometimes you just do crazy damage and it hits so fast, it is ridiculous. So he's probably just going to swap this factory immediately. Yeah, I mean, I like this build. I do think it's a good one. I haven't seen it working recently. I've seen it failing a lot. He did this against Trap, and Trap shut it down. Shade. Ooh, good save there with the orbital. Marines come forward. Now, seeing 4 Marines that early, you should know what this is Zest. It's chronoing another Adept. Make sure you change that rally point, buddy, or that will pop out trapped. Really? Popped out there? I thought it would pop out. Ah, interesting. Robo, Adept, Stalker. 4 Marines are out. The first 2 Hellions are here. I think because it's spotted, TY is not going to commit. Oh no, these 3 Adepts are going to find the Hellion. Wait. He just full walls! Oh, you huge brain mother trucker. Zest knows the build. He knows it's coming. He full walls, says, hey, you just can't walk in. I can just cancel one of these gateways if I need to. It's fine. And he says, I'm going to backstab you with 3 Adepts. You've got nothing but 4 Marines, dickhead. Plus, a lot of the time, TY would have all of his units on the other side of the map attacking a wall in. He runs in, kills a ton of SCVs. This is a beautiful adjustment. The depots do get up. TY, of course, virile and energetic as ever. Some players out there do have trouble getting their depots up in time, but TY never one to hesitate. I mean, you just say, let's go, and he says, yes, ma'am, I shall raise that depot. Hellions come in, they're like, oh, you're fully walled. Zest is like, yeah, dickhead, you're building Hellions, a unit that relies on running in and running circles around my base to do damage. I'm just going to wall off. I can just tear one of these gateways down later. A beautiful adjustment and adaptation after that early Adept Scout here from Zest. There's no way he commits to that Shade. So there is a Raven here, which I like. So he's obviously going, all right, you're loving DTs. I'm going to go Raven. But, I mean, DTs don't seem to be part of the plan in this one. 1 Alien goes down. The Adepts do take a bit of damage. Is he recalling? Oh, one adept gets home. 2 hit points. Does have to use recall for it though. Hellion, of course, wants to go check if there's a third base. Now, what's the follow-up here for Zest? It looks like a Warp Prism, a Colossus Bay, Shield Battery in the main, no Forge, no Twilight, and still isn't breaking the wall down. He knows that TY is very far behind on this natural saturation. Second and third barracks are now going up. Siege tank's starting to build here. Of course, looking for observers. The Hellion comes forward, still sees a wall in. 2 Adepts, 2 Stalkers, going to go do a bit of drop damage. I'm still surprised he's not breaking the wall down. A Forge and a Twilight are now going down. First Colossus starts up. Doesn't really have the gas to afford Viagra if he wants to start upgrades on these 2 structures immediately. But there we go. No, he's going to squeeze it in. All right. Just going to pause the Sentry Stalker warp-ins for now. Could warp in a few more Zealots. Ooh, Observer goes down. And TY's here. Good trigger discipline. A lot of players would have just thrown that interference matrix. Zest was watching for it. If he saw the Raven do the cast animation, he would have immediately picked up and just drived away. He's trying to bait energy out of that Raven. Picks off a Marine, tank sieges, picks up and leaves. At this level, with their level of mechanics, like Zest will just dodge that interference matrix every time. So I like that TY, he just holds on and he waits until it's actually the correct time. Now, Cyclone's trying to catch the Prism. He's got to be careful though. That is a lot of gateway units. They will kill a Cyclone very quickly. It's a fragile unit, a Cyclone. eBay is now on the way. No third command center down just yet, but I mean, Zest is chilling on 2 base, so that's actually totally fine for now. I feel like every Protoss playing PvT at the moment looks like Hero from the last 2 years. Hero, formerly of CJ, now obviously in the military. He was going only attack upgrades when everyone else thought armor was better. He was hanging out at low probe counts doing crazy attacks and harassment all game and microing his heart out when everyone else was just sitting back and going double forge and macroing up. And now it feels like all the best Protoss players are just literally doing their own versions of his style. Lovely little drop there. A bit of hit points off the Colossus, but gets a lot of these unupgraded Marines. Comes back in! Oh, TY! Oh no! Oh man, the Colossus is going to take out quite a few SCVs. Vikings! Oh, speed is done on that Prism. Gravitic Drive, such a good upgrade. I think for a second there, the Vikings thought they were about to ruin Zest's day. They don't quite get it. They do get another shot off. Ooh, that Prism's got to get home. What's here? 2 Colossus, a bunch of Stalkers. That Colossus, of course, is starting to regenerate its shields. As you can see, Raven tank bio push. Not a lot of bio. A lot of Marines went down. It's a fragile push. Cyclone locks on, forces the Colossus to pick up. But guess what? Gravitic Drive Prism hot drops on top of the Cyclone, takes it out. Tanks here. TY's got to be real careful. Yeah, when he's sieged up, he's got the better army, but when he's unsieged, Zest can jump on his face. Blink is almost done. Thermal Lance is almost done. Picks up the tanks, and he does evacuate. 3rd CC building on location. +1 attack. Combat shields, concussive shells, Marauders building. Nice conservative pullback here from TY. Zest's 3rd is finishing. But being tied in workers is not good for Protoss in the long run. So Zest wants to find some damage. I'd love to see a rotate around. Looks like he's going to try and find the angle down here. Maybe? TY's a little far back. If those tanks get sniped, suddenly Zest has a way better army here. That being said, only 1 sentry in the mix. And no energy, no Guardian Shield or anything like that. Ooh, if he can get that sentry. Sentry goes down to the tanks. Orbital morphs immediately. Oh! Colossus drop again in the main. Oh, Zest, you psychopath. Oh my god, 3 hit points. Dirty. Dirty. Double gases, starts chrono boosting probes. He says, okay, next step. I'm not going to break him. Extra gateways, DT shrine, chrono in those probes. Yeah, okay. This is kind of nutso, man. It's kind of funny that this matchup has turned into such an arms race of damage output. Like, Terran always had a glass cannon sort of army, and Protoss used to counter it by doing armor upgrades to incrementally slow down the damage and cancel out the attack upgrades. But it's so funny that Protoss now is like, nah, I'm just going to have, like, shitloads of damage. Attack upgrades, Colossus, Storm, Charge Lots, and I'm going to try to jump on you and kill your shit so quickly it doesn't get a chance to kill my shit. It's a weird twist in the matchup, man. I'm looking forward to seeing how this evolves over the coming months. For now, look at this map control. Zest here, Stalkers on the front, Zealot on the right, Prism plus Adept on the left. TY is trapped in his corner of the map. I do like the Vikings on the top, ready to intercept a Prism. But the Colossus drop moment is over. It's 3 Colossus. It's immortal production behind this now. Observer speed on the way. DT Blink starting up again. Zest going for that DT Blink. A 4th base there, a 5th base there. I think Zest is realizing that TY is just going to turtle his heart out on this map. And unlike Parting, who tried to force the issue, I think Zest is going to really go to the next step. And he's still going to look for openings. But if TY doesn't present one, it looks like he will have a large economy. 4 probes building at a time right now. TY, of course, is up to 5 barracks. We do not have the Radius of the Sun upgrade just yet. Enhanced Shockwaves is not there. Just 2 Ghosts. Each with a single EMP. SCV pool coming across this map. TTs aren't going to do shit as long as the Raven's alive. But remember what we talked about. Someone said, why don't you build a Raven? Good chance that Raven gets sniped, mate. He's going to go for a base trade as Zest. Psychopath. Oh, man. I mean, TY wants to fight so bad, but he's afraid to commit to the base trade with a Protoss army on his side of the map. And Zest is just buying time. 5 DTs run in and snipe the 3rd. No. Oh, my lord. 7 SCVs burning orbital. TY is like, dude, can you leave? He's getting stims baited out. And remember, Zest can always recall, right? Zest always has the opportunity to recall. And if he gets rid of that Raven at any point, suddenly DTs are going to win him the game. There's only 3 orbitals. There's not a lot of scans. There's almost no scans, in fact. Really keep your eye on that Raven. Stalker's going to come in from the back. The siege tank does do some damage. Oh, Vikings rallying in and getting cleaned up. Colossus. Ooh, do take a big hit from the tank, but it is just 1 tank. And you know what? Is he just going to full-on base trade? Oh my god, the probes run into the meat grinder and get wrecked. There's no tanks. There's no tanks on the high ground. TY's got to pull back up to the main base. The Stalkers, the DTs are here. They're afraid to commit up that ramp, though. And you know what? The Raven's still there. The army's still there. Okay, TY trying desperately to hold his ramp. Scan! Scan! He's got to scan the DTs. The DTs are starting to fall, but oh my god. I feel like if you don't scan before the battle starts, and half your units are already dead, the DTs don't die. They'll just blink on top, blitz the army. Orbital's trying to float away. I mean, oh man, this could be a draw. But there's mining up here. There's pylons up there to continue the base trade. Zest, has he lost his Dark Shrine? Yes, he has. He can only warp in Zealots right now. He snipes one of the orbitals. Oh no, he's gonna get the other orbital. Oh man, is that one safe? I don't know if that orbital's safe. I think a Stalker might be able to hit that. TY's got to get buildings to the corner, but he's lost all of his buildings. I think Zest can hit that. This may indeed be TY trying to get a draw, but I think the Stalkers can reach that. We'll have to wait and see. All the units simply being eliminated on the other side of the map now. Zest gets the factory. Yeah, it's in range. It's too fat. Oh no. TY is going to be eliminated. He's got a turret and an SCV. Okay. I mean, he can still force a frontal army fight. His Raven's still alive. 1 Stalker's killing the command center. Still an SCV up there as well. Oh man. There's a Nexus there. There's probes mining here, which TY has no idea about. Zest is getting so much money to continue his game plan. TY wants to fight. TY is like, oh, okay, I can go home and get this orbital, but even with 20 SCVs, dude. Oh, they're all on the other side of the map as well, in fact. Oh, big fight, big fight. TY says, let's go, dickhead. He's going to go for it. He's going to go for it. The Raven is there in the back being microed so well. The DT's not being targeted, though. TY a bit too slow to start a step back, but when he does, the DTs evaporate. Problem is, all of his bio's gone. So he's still got an army. He wins the fight. Is it enough, though? He doesn't have the mobility left. It's just a handful of tanks, marauders, and Vikings. He's going to go for this Nexus, but his orbital's burning. Oh, man. His orbital's burning. His orbital's burning. That Nexus gets killed. I mean, it doesn't matter. Zest is just massing cannons. He doesn't give a shit. He's like, dude, I just killed your last orbital. Oh, no. I think TY might be dunsies, man. Because base trade advantage is just huge. Are there any DTs left out? It's 5 Stalkers, 3 Immortals. Okay, so Zest needs to split his units up right now. Stalker's going to go up here, hunt down that turret. I mean, this Nexus will go down. 1 Stalker over there. Just need to be careful. There's a Prism there. Ooh, Prism takes a hit from the turret. Not too many, though. The Immortal drop is the ultimate building sniper squad. There's just no way to keep your buildings safe. There's SCVs here. There's still money to build a handful of turrets, depots, bunkers, whatever you feel like building. Big army coming forward. That's a lot of cannons. He is going to have to siege those down. Oh, man. I mean, for Zest, it's just about buying time right now. This cannon gets some good damage. Tanks are going to have to just inch their way forward. SCV has found this expand here. Probes running away, still lots of minerals. He's warping in an individual stalker very slowly. These units, of course, going to clear out these buildings. Where is the warp prism? There it is. It's going to take out those SCVs, I believe. The units come forward. But look at this. Any unit that dies here for TY is kind of rough. He's just dragging this out. Whoa, whoa, whoa. He starts a depot. Oh, my lord. He left that very late. Still got a turret there. A single zealot will deal with that. Oh, the Immortals come in! The Immortals came in and just killed a building there. They just killed a building. Or was it a tank? Maybe it was a tank. This squad from behind, so dangerous. I think it took out a siege tank. There's one depot there. It's very exposed. He's got to protect from this Immortal drop. That's the last building. No, 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 TY. Put another building down. Protect. Protect. Oh my god, Zest. He sees his goal. He sees his goal. The pylons are distracting. He comes in. He goes for it. TY needs to put another building down. This depot's going to die. He's trying to run back. He puts another depot down as it dies. Barely gets it down in time. And you know what? That prism gets out of there at the same time. He's like, oh god, I've only got enough money for one more building right now. These units coming out. He needs to catch that prism. But his whole army's chasing it right now. And he sees it's down here. His Vikings are over there. These two Immortals in his speed prism is just incredible. Full base mining over here. Units running around that right-hand side. It's the last depot. There is enough money to build one more in this game. Where did that go? Whoa, whoa, whoa. Where'd it go? Where'd it go? Where'd the Warp Prism go? Okay, it's back in the main base. It's going to dive on that one more time. Half the probes have moved away. There's still 20 there. It's still a very nice find. I think he's going to recall them. Is he there? SCV is there. Probes are trying to run for it. He says, you're there. Guess what? You can't defend! The depot goes down. It's the last building! But TY's got a quick response. Puts down one more depot. These probes, a few of those will recall out. TY, seeing that recall, knows there's another base, and he's got to feel his heart sink. He can't build any more buildings. Arguably, he should have been building refineries for just 75 minerals rather than the full 100. He's going to try to defend this. Did he lose his Raven? No, Raven is... Okay. So he's leaving SCVs, 2 tanks to defend. And he's going to try to branch out with the Bio, the Raven, the Medevac. But there's enough Stalkers now. 10 Stalkers can beat this. And then Medevac's scouting, but... Oh, the Stalker squad could even just blink on this, right? The Vikings won't land in time. The SCVs are being pulled to the army. The Stalkers are going to dive. Zest says... Ooh, no, he doesn't know what else is up there. He backs off. The Zealot here is like, ooh, chase me, chase me, chase me. The Immortal Prism coming in. No anti-air here. There's no way to deal with this. Auto turret going down. They don't do much. Marauders getting taken out. Zest microing his heart out here. And I think he knows he can just overwhelm this army at this point. The Stalkers blink forward and just take out the Marauders. The Vikings are forced to land, but there's too many Immortals, too many probes. And just like that, TY is going to be eliminated from TSL 5 here in this losers bracket match. Zest with some dirty dark Templar plays down and dirty, devastatingly destructive. The Terran Dreams just absolutely decapitated there. As I do enjoy alliteration, and Zest enjoys Dark Templar, apparently. Filthy, lovely, disgusting, delicious. GG, well played, and yeah, just a very, very nice play from Zest. I really can't help but just be so excited by the opening, though. I really think... I'm not the biggest fan of this opening from TY. I like the build normally, but like recently it feels like the Protoss players always recognize it. They always scout it coming, and they know how to respond. And I love this. He's like, oh, you're going to hit me with 4 Marines and 2 Hellions? Full wall off, go around the side of the map with these Adepts. The Hellions were even looking for it, so you could tell TY was kind of anticipating it. But this is just such a brilliant maneuver. He knows that there is a weakness here where you're both, you're both building quite a few units early, but your units are, in his base. his units are blocked by a wall. I think this was just an advantage from the start and really took TY out of the position he wanted to be in. He almost even killed the reactor, which was just insane. And the amount of mining time, the number of SCVs he picked off, a brilliant play here from Zest. He did even get a Hellion on his way out. Good micro, of course, from TY. But even then, one Adept escaped. Just delicious opening. GG, well played.
A ton of Marines and Marines.